you guys? Welcome back. Today we're gonna be testing out some new products from Maybelline. I am so excited. January is always one of my favorite times of the year for makeup specifically because there's always so many new releases, especially at the drugstore, and Maybelline just dropped like a ton of new products. So we are gonna be testing out a bunch of them today, including their new foundation, which took me forever and a day to find, but I finally got it. So we're gonna be testing out that and a bunch of their other new products today. This video is not sponsored at all. Anyways, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Just click the subscribe button right down below. And yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty, so we're gonna go ahead and get started with foundation, and I'm really excited about this. I've heard so much hype on the new Maybelline foundation. This is the Superstay Full Coverage 24-Hour Foundation. So I know that they've had Maybelline Superstay in the past, but I guess this is like a new formula or they brought it back. I don't really know, but all I know is that I've never tried the Superstay at all from Maybelline, so I am really excited. I'm kind of going into this with no expectations because I've never tried the foundation really at all. I got it in Sun Beige, and I actually put up on Snapchat when I found this that I was getting it, and a lot of people were like, oh my god, watch out, it oxidizes a lot, and I was like, great, because they didn't have that big of a color range. This was really hard to find. So it's not that Maybelline doesn't have a color range, but when I finally found it in store, a lot of the shades were sold out, so this was basically the closest one that I was gonna get. So hopefully we'll be able to make it work. I have a feeling that it might end up being a little too dark if it does oxidize, but obviously I'll update you guys on that throughout the day. I am gonna clip my hair out of my face so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. All right, so I'm gonna shake this. Doesn't necessarily say to shake, but I'm gonna shake it. Did you guys see that? Where did the cap go? I feel like it's caught in my hair. Oh, here it is. Got it. All right, so it has a pump, that's great. I actually kind of thought with how the cap was that it wasn't gonna have a pump, so very excited about that. I'm just gonna go ahead and pump it out on my finger. All right, so that is one pump. I'm gonna probably do two. And if you guys are wondering where I found this at a store called Harmon's. It was very hard to find. I couldn't find it at like Ulta. I know you can get it at Ulta.com, but I couldn't find it in the store there. And I couldn't find it at like CVS or anything. I'm gonna go ahead and start blending it. So I found it, ooh. Yeah, this might be a little dark. So I found it at Harmon's, which I know is not like a national chain, like they don't have that everywhere, but it is owned by Bed Bath & Beyond. So, oh, this is so dark, jeez. All right, we're definitely gonna have to go in with, oh. That's not the foundation's fault, it's my fault. It definitely doesn't look this dark in the bottle. We're definitely gonna have to go in with like a light concealer and powder to try and make this work. Oh Lord. This is what I get for trying to find a foundation that's like sold out everywhere. Wait, this is like crazy. I think we'll be able to make it work, but yeah, we're gonna need some light powder and concealer there, that's for sure. So of course, not taking the color into consideration, I feel like it looks really nice on my skin actually. Like it's very full coverage. It definitely is matte. There is no like dewiness or luminosity to this foundation, but that's okay. It doesn't make my foundation feel really dry, so it's fine with me. Or my face, I guess I should say. And it did blend out really easily with the Dampen Beauty Blender, so. All right, so it's all blended out. I think it looks nice so far, aside from the color, obviously, but that is my own fault, not the foundation's fault. It kind of stinks because at most drugstores, you can't actually like swatch the product and see. So what I would say if you're looking at the bottle, find the shade that you think is gonna match you and then go down at least one shade because I think it definitely appears darker on the skin than it does in the bottle. And I'm just gonna hope that this doesn't oxidize throughout the day and it doesn't get any like darker or anything because that's gonna be a nightmare. All right, so I'm gonna go in with the lighter concealer and powder to try and make this match. So I'm gonna go in with Shape Tape in Light Medium Honey. I normally do Light Medium, but this is a bit lighter than Light Medium. And see if we can kind of like lighten up this foundation so at least it doesn't look like crazy. I mean, I feel like the way the actual foundation looks is nice. It's just the color that's off. But when I went to actually get this foundation in store, this was the light. They had like the lightest shade, this shade, and then the deeper shades from this. So this was like basically my only option because the lightest shade was gonna be way too light. So yeah. And I went to like 4 different stores to try and find this foundation. This was the only store I could find it at. All right, so I'm gonna blend that out. Then I'm just setting my under eyes with Wet n Wild Reserve Your Cabana. This is a brightening powder and it is light, so it's also gonna help to lighten it up. I feel like the foundation now with the concealer already looks more wearable. I still definitely would go back and get a different shade, but I feel like we'll be able to make it work for the tutorial because I still really wanted to be able to film this for you guys. So we're just gonna judge the foundation more so on like the formula and everything, not so much the color. Then to set all over my face, I'm gonna go in with the Too Faced Born This Way Ethereal? Maybe that's how you say it. setting powder. And this has a little bit of like a yellowy tint to it, so just hoping that this is gonna neutralize the foundation. All right, so I mean, against my neck, I feel like the foundation is doable now, so we're gonna continue on with the tutorial. All right, so the next products we're gonna check out are their Total Temptation brow products. So I have 4 of the shades. I have blonde, medium brown, deep brown, and soft brown. So I'm gonna go in with soft brown to start, and there is a little spoolie on one side and then this kind of point on the other. So it's kind of like one of the definer points, like the Anastasia Define Brow or whatever that product is called. The spoolie's kind of a little weird that it's so little. I feel like I would have rathered it be like a regular spoolie, but I mean, it does the job. You know what, should I zoom you guys in? I feel like I should zoom you guys in a little bit. All right, so you're all zoomed in now so you can see. Let's start. I'm gonna define the bottom of the brow first. This color is actually really nice, the soft brown. I like it. It's not like too dark so that blondes could still use it if you like a little bit of a deeper brow. And it's really easy to work with so far. So actually, I like it. Try and feather in the front now. I might go in with a little bit of the blonde in the front just so we can test out that shade too. And I can kind of do like a gradient brow. All right, so I'm gonna jump to the blonde. Put a little bit of that in the front there. I'm just gonna feather that up like so. So this is actually really, really nice, the blonde shade. I probably could use that all over my brow as well, although I do like the shade that I used. And this is without me even cleaning out my brows at all. And I feel like I don't even need to. Like with concealer, I normally carve my brows out, but I feel like they look fine. So I really like this. This is really nice. Alrighty, so brows are done. Overall, I do really like these new brow products. I'm not crazy about this spoolie. I just feel like, why does it have to be this short? We could have had a full size. But the actual product itself, I think is really good. So for the eyes, we're gonna move on to the Total Temptation eyeshadow palette. And this also has 2 highlighters in it, which I think is really cute. So all in all, you're getting 8 shadows and 2 full-size highlights. We have warm tones on this side, and then we have some cool tones as well, and a mix of mattes and shimmers. So I'm first gonna jump in with this shade right here in my crease. There is no mirror in this palette, so I'm just using this random Tarte palette for the mirror. And I'm just gonna buff that into my crease. Ooh, actually very pigmented. And it's blending really well. That's better than I expected it to be, honestly. Because sometimes mattes from the drugstore can kind of be a miss. But this seems to be blending really nicely. Then to further deepen up the crease, I'm gonna jump in with this brown. And I'm gonna work that guy into the crease just to make it a little bit more smoky. These mattes really aren't patchy at all. It's very nice. All right, now to switch it up a little bit, I wanna try some of the cool tone colors as well. So I'm gonna go in with this shimmer shade all over the lid. I'm gonna go in first with No Fix Plus on my brush, just a dry brush, although I feel like we may need it. So let's see. All right, so I'm definitely getting more like powder kickback from the shimmer shade, so I definitely think we're gonna need Fix Plus. I mean, it shows up, it's not bad, but there's definitely like a lot of glitter in this, so I just feel like Fix Plus is gonna make it adhere to the eye better and a little bit less powdery, so let's put some Fix Plus. And if you don't have Fix Plus, you can literally just wet your brush with water. That's just what I have right here. And then let's go in and try it with that. Ooh, okay, so the Fix Plus makes it like adhere better to the eyes, but it's still a very like, it's almost like there's like loose glitter in it or something in this shade. I don't dislike it, like it's pretty, you just have to get it to stick to the lid, which can sometimes be a little difficult, but it seems to be adhering a lot better now that the brush is wet. So I would definitely suggest wetting your brush, at least with this shade. But it does actually look really pretty all over the lid. And this shade is the most glittery in the palette. On the warm tone side, there's not like super glittery shades, like this one was definitely the most. All right, so as you guys can see with this shade, I did get a decent amount of kickback from it. I mean, it's not like crazy, but just something to note. And then to highlight my inner corner and beneath my brow bone, I'm gonna mix together both of the lightest shades. And I'm gonna pop that in my inner corner and right beneath the brow bone. And then I'm just going in with that darker brown shade that we used on the crease on my lower lash line, just to smoke it out. All right, so that is the completed eyeshadow look. Overall, I really like the mattes in this palette. I could do without the shimmer. I feel like I've tried better shimmer shades from different drugstore palettes, but overall, I still do think the palette is really nice. I'm eager to try out the highlights too, but I'm gonna finish up the eyes first, and we're gonna use their new mascara. So this is the Total Temptation. I'm a really big fan typically of Maybelline mascaras. I think they make really nice ones, so I'm excited. This guy is in this shade. I think it's black. I hope it's black. It looks black, but this is what the wand looks like. So yeah, I'm gonna go in with it. Alrighty, now I'm gonna go ahead and go in with this guy on my lashes and see. It definitely seems to be defining my lashes. Like you can see like each individual lash, which is really nice. Doesn't seem to be really clumping up on my lashes at all, but it is like lengthening them and making them thicker and like defining them out, so. All right, so this is what my lashes look like after 3 coats of the Total Temptation. I feel like it did a really nice job of actually defining my lashes. Like typically mascaras either make your lashes like voluminous or lengthen them, where this one really defined them out really nice. So I feel like it is different than a lot of the mascaras that I typically use, but I really like the end result. And I would totally rock my lashes like this and not have to worry about wearing falsies. So that's an A+ in my book. Now we're gonna jump back into the Total Temptation palette and use the highlighters. I'm so excited. So I'm gonna do the gold highlight on one side and then the pink highlight on the other so we can see both. So I'll do the gold first on this side. Ooh, that's pretty. It's not as blinding as their Master Chrome, like the gold Master Chrome, which I love, but it's still really, really pretty. I'm not gonna give up my Master Chrome for this, but it is nice. And if you like something that's a little more subtle, like the Master Chrome is too much, I feel like you would like this. Then I'm gonna go in with the pink one on the other side. Ooh, so this one is actually a little bit more like blinding, the pink one. That is pretty. So the pink one is probably the one that I like more, which typically I would go more towards the gold one, but you guys know I like my highlight to be bright, and the pink one is definitely a bit more boom. All right, now last but not least, we're gonna check out some of their new Superstay matte inks. So I know when the matte inks first came out, I tried them out and I really actually liked them. So they came out with new shades, which I'm really excited about. We have a lot of neutrals and then we have some like cool tone shades too. I actually think I might go in with like a really different kind of shade like this one in Huntress. I wouldn't normally wear this, but I feel like it kind of goes with my eyes. So we'll try. The applicator has a little point to it, which is nice. You can kind of use it almost to line your lips. I'm just gonna go all over my lip though first. Ooh, wow, this is really gray. Ooh, this smells really good. I like the way it smells. And then they're liking the way it smelled the first time I used it, like the first kind that came out with. All right, so that is one dip of the applicator. So it did fully coat both of my lips, although I do want it to be a little bit more opaque. So I am gonna go in with another dip. And just apply that, yes, that's perfect. So this color is definitely different, but I do really like it, and I do really like the formula on these. I think this is a really nice liquid lipstick from the drugstore. It almost goes on like a gel consistency. Like it definitely has a different consistency than typical liquid lipsticks do, but it does dry down to be a matte, but it's not super drying on the lips. So I do really like that. And I will go in and insert in swatches of all of the new shades that they have here so you guys can see. All right, now I am gonna go do like an up close look at my foundation right now, and honestly, it looks really good. Like the color obviously is still too dark, so I'm definitely gonna go and get a lighter shade, but I was able to actually make it work, like, you know, make it doable at least with the concealer and the powder, but I feel like it looks really nice on my skin. It is very full coverage and it seems to be lasting and holding up pretty well. It does take me a while to film, so I know it might seem like to you guys that I just put this on my face like 10 minutes ago, but it's actually been on for about an hour and a half now, and it still looks really nice. I will update the description box with how it lasted on my face throughout the day, so definitely check down there for me to update you, to tell you how it lasted, but so far I actually really am impressed and hope that I'm able to find a shade that matches me a bit better than this one, but I think the foundation in and of itself is very nice. All right, you guys, so that is it. Let me know what you think about all these new products, and if you're gonna be picking up anything, let me know down below in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye.